Hello, I'm Kendrick from Kendylife, and this is podcast Tak BERLESEN.
Wow.
Hey, hello, bro.
Look who's here.
Hey, nice to meet you, bro.
This one, okay, almost touching there.
Yeah, man.
How you been?
Yeah, I'm doing fine.
You're doing fine.
It's been a while, bro.
Yes. And you're about to fly off back
Yes.
to Sabah.
Yeah.
But glad that we can catch this recording.
Yes.
Right.
Nice to meet him.
Yes.
Nice to meet you, to be honest.
Okay, so this is the first time actually we do this recording in the car. We're trying out something else, something
Yes.
different, just to see how we can give a different experience to the viewers.
Yeah.
Also more convenient way of recording. That's the reality.
True lah.
Yeah. So maybe for the first time of people knowing you, how would you introduce yourself?
So, I'm Kendrick. Okay, and people call me as Candy online.
As
So
in candy, sweet candy.
Candy, yeah. But it's K instead of C. Yeah, so people, I'm an artist. So what I do is I usually doodle. Yeah, I doodle a lot of works for my clients, and sometimes I draw comics. So yeah, that's basically me. And if you want to call me, feel free to call me Candy or Candy Kun or Mr. Candy, because the name Kendrick, right, actually came from how do I say it? Let's say if someone actually calls my name very fast, Kendrick, you call it very fast, right? You quicken it up, it spells like candy. Candy.
Oh yeah,
that's how it looks like.
I thought it was just as simple as you want to shorten your name.
No.
No.
It was actually accidental.
I see.
Yeah, but it's actually by my previous lecturer. That's how it is.
Oh, it started from school.
Yes, it started from school.
Okay.
Yes.
So you would call yourself a comic artist.
Yeah,
Okay.
can say yes.
Alright.
Yeah.
How do you start off as a comic artist?
Okay, so I started off as a doodle. Okay. First thing first, I'm a blogger. In the past, when blogging was actually, a thing, where people share their stories, and write a lot of, stories and post it up lah. There's like WordPress, Blogspot, that kind of places, and sometimes maybe a bit of Friendster. I'm not sure if you guys still remember that.
Okay.
That one is like, wow, Jiwang man, that one.
Back in the day.
Back in the day, yeah.
You just exposed how old you are.
Yeah. Oops. Oh my god. I forgot. Yeah. But anyway, the point is, started there, and then I realized that there's a lot of people like writing stories, and then I don't know how to write. To be honest, I'm very bad in writing stories, but I am good in sketching.
Okay.
So I realized one thing is that why don't I put all my stories, my journey into comics with a twist, since you can draw anything, right? You are like the the creator, you are the god, god of something. When you draw something and then you just add more like flair, and then it actually represents my story, and that's how I started to draw comic. That's where it started.
So what inspired you to draw? What do you draw now?
To be honest, it started off in love.
Oh wow. Okay, tell me more.
Okay.
Tell me more.
So it used to be, I used to like a girl back in the days in Australia. Yeah. Okay. Then she, she's a girl, that I want to like. I don't know how to share my. A bit shy, yeah. I don't know how to write. I don't know how to talk to her. A bit shy, that kind of thing.
Right.
So what I do is I did something interesting. I draw a positive artwork about her.
Okay.
Every day, one piece per day.
1 piece per day.
Yeah.
So what? It's like an expression, happy.
Not only that,
artwork.
yeah, it's based on her, and with positive, positive, vibes like you are beautiful, that kind of thing. Yeah. So for 31 days.
Okay.
Yeah, and then I compile it into a book, a small book, and I pass it to her, and that's how I like. At the end, it says, "Can we be my girlfriend?"
Okay.
But
Wow.
sadly, she rejected.
Why?
I don't know.
Okay,
But But because of that rejection,
Uh-huh.
the how do I say? I took photos of all those like 31 days and I shared online in my blog
That was after.
after the rejection.
Okay.
And guess what? Because of that, people share. Yeah, and that's where Kendylife was born. Because of that rejection. So I don't know if it's a positive thing or not, but you know, when the door closed,
Another door open.
another one opens. So when people start to share that thing, and it helps them to find couples, because I did not put the name. It's a positive cartoon saying that how I like about you, and then you know, like your positive sentiment lah for the opposite gender.
So
So-
other people took that.
Took that and share, and then eventually they got together.
Okay.
Although it doesn't work with me, but it works for others. And that's where Kendylife was born. To be honest, yes, I mean I draw comics and everything, but the positive sentiment that I usually share through comics touch people's life. So that's where Kendylife was born lah. That's really
You have to be like super positive to be like. Is there some people that be like, no, and burn it or whatever.
yeah, man.
Oh.
To be honest, I just put it there because I don't want to waste. Because I've been drawing, right? And yeah, that's how it is. That's how really. And then since then, I continue drawing until today.
Right. So, how would you define your art style?
Okay, this one is, how do I say? It's doodly, very abstract. It's actually very abstract, like you know the shirt I'm wearing now here. So I actually I come from Sabah, and you can see my hat here, and also because I got influenced by drawing patterns, you know, patterns from my hometown, and because of that, I like to like combine it together and turn it into doodle. And the interesting twist about it is when I add chibi in, where
Getting
I
darker. Let's try.
ooh, it's bright now.
Alright,
Okay.
A little bit more. Let's
No
add one
mind.
more, let's add
Shine
one
on
more.
me, shine on me. Yeah.
Oh yes.
I'm bright now.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
Okay, so you say chibi.
Yes, chibi. So usually when people say Kendylife, they usually associate me doodle with chibi. And that's my unique style. Yeah. It's like when you saw that one, you know it's me.
No one else in Malaysia does that.
Chibi is a very common one. Actually, a lot of people actually, you know, chibi and then draw chibi, and a lot of people doodle. There's a lot of doodle artists out there. There are a lot of chibi artists out there. But so far lah, in my radar lah, I'm not sure. You have seen before is by combining doodle and chibi together.
Okay.
Yes, and come out as a masterpiece. That's something that I usually do lah. It's like in my comment lah. But so far I don't see anyone that is doing that.
At least in Malaysia.
At least in Malaysia, yeah.
Right.
Yes.
Okay. So speaking about like the art in Malaysia, right? So like you've been a comic artist and you've been a digital artist as well.
Yes. Yes.
For like what? How many years now?
Actually, it's more than 10 years.
More than 10 years.
Yeah, it's actually quite
Okay,
long.
very extensive, right? So you've seen the scene from 10 years ago till now.
Yes.
Like, how has the scene grown or not grown from last time till now?
Actually, it has grown.
Okay, tell me about it.
So 10 years ago, or maybe a long time ago, remember when I say when I draw for the girl that I like, it's traditional. There's no like it's very expensive during the time when you want to buy an maybe into it, like a Wacom for you to draw on it. Super expensive. So traditional is the way. And then if you have a camera, you just take a picture or you scan it and put it online. That's digital lah. So nowadays you have your tablets. This easy to get now. It's not as expensive in the past. Last time you can 8,000, 9,000. Now maybe 1,000 you can get already, or maybe even less than that for a basic, starter kit. So I can say more artists coming out now, which is good. I'm actually very happy to see like there are a lot of young and upcoming artists that is growing in the industry and start drawing more. And I can see lah, because I've been attending conventions such as Animagaki, HobbyCon, Comic Fiesta, and all of those events. Actually, I can see more and more artists starts to come out already, to show themselves, which is good actually.
I
So-
think like during pandemic, a lot of people would
yes.
remember like some of the
I forgot about the
artists.
pandemic.
Yeah.
But yes, during the pandemic, even some of my friends who's not even like considered themselves as an artist suddenly realize that they can draw. Something like that.
I
And
can't draw for nuts though.
You can. Everybody is an artist.
Oh,
but
okay. How?
everybody is an artist.
Alright.
You only stop when you think you are not not creating anything.
So you can be an artist but not necessarily drawing artist.
Yeah,
That's what you're
yes.
saying.
Yeah, but the truth is,
Okay.
a lot of people, right, is actually they think like you need to be very skilled in drawing or you need to be skilled in designing, illustrating, everything, right? But to be honest, you don't even need it because nowadays you can just draw a stickman, and with a powerful story, it tells,
True.
it shares.
I think like it reminds me of like Bowie.
Yes.
Bowie
I
is
know
like
Bowie.
so
Yeah.
simple
Yes.
and yet it's so big
Yes,
right
correct.
now. Yeah. It's just
So-
it's because of the stories that he tells.
Exactly, because people relate to those stories. It's just that I may not be good in writing the stories, but if I convey it through my drawings, and people will understand that, that's actually a win-win situation. Because I can share my stories, and the other group, the community might say, "I'm that too." It's like, yeah, I'm that too, and that's how you create the momentum. So yes, I do agree with you, like Bowie. Yeah,
One of them. Yeah.
one of them. There's a lot of artists actually, and each and every one of them got the genre, like slice of life and everything. That's what I say lah. It doesn't need to be super complicated. Yeah.
But speaking about complications, like, is it complicated now to be an artist in Malaysia? Like, can you make a living of being an artist? Do you get enough recognition? What's the scene like now?
Okay, I think in there you have like 3 points.
Okay.
3 questions that you ask actually. So the first one is, I think, is can you make a living out of it? The answer is yes and no.
Oh, okay. Tell me why yes, why no?
Why yes, why
Yeah.
no? Okay. So in yes is to be unlike last time, there's a lot of opportunities already as an artist. As long you create original work and you can, there are more medias coming in that wants to work with artists, original artists. Yes, for example, the rise of social media is the best answer lah.
Yep.
So that's the yes part. Because why? Once you're out there, people want to get to know you through your drawings. Or maybe you have your group of followings already, and you want people to, like, the brand, like, maybe say, I think my brand will work with your cartoon. And that's where you can make a living actually.
Okay.
That's one thing. So what is the no? The no is, in our country, it's not easy, as art is not one of the main source of drive. You need to work more harder to be there. Yeah, it's like, unlike other countries where art is like very important, like when you come up with art, it's so easy for you to, like, okay, not the word easy, it's more like you have the tools and opportunities provided by policies, government, or maybe even museums. Like when you come to Malaysia, will you actually purposely go and visit the art gallery? It might be the third or fourth option. The first option might be, you want to have, you want to see the historical place and everything.
Yeah.
But that's art also. But it's not that type of art. It's more like you have to visit. But then in the end, only you will visit like art gallery. Unlike other countries, they also have their own historical thing. But there's always a chance there is like maybe day 2, you need to visit the art gallery.
Even like for myself, like when I travel also, it's like the first thing I like to see is like culture stuff.
Exactly.
The things that are historical, that tell a story from last time. But I think like what you say also, it doesn't trigger me like the first thing to go is like, oh, I want to go and see the art gallery here, or what is the art style in that country.
Yes.
And why do you think it's that way?
It's just, I think, policies is not focused on that at this point of time. And our country, to be honest, we are actually very diverse, very colorful. But art also actually plays a role. But to me, in my point of view, it doesn't, the policies and everything is not as powerful as what the other countries were provided. So it's a bit hard for artists like us to actually be in that scene. It's actually quite hard. And that's the no part. The no part. And it's only up to you to actually, if you are if you are ready to hustle and keep drawing and keep creating your niche, and it will slowly become yes. So that's why I put yes and no. Yeah. The no part is like, because there's nothing supporting you, there's no tools for you to play. Even getting stationery is not cheap. It's expensive. Yeah. And then even in the schools, art is an elective. Have you taken art class before? Like exams?
Well,
Or you can actually choose not to take?
I think I had to take, but that was, my school was like back then lah.
But
I don't know,
maybe
like now.
art is as a subject. But when it
Yes,
comes to
it's okay.
when it comes to examination, the main few exams that you need to take, but then art is not.
Yeah, it's probably at behind.
It's either behind or it's not important. But you can take. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
So last time, if I'm not mistaken, if I remember correctly, I may be wrong, there is a stream in your secondary school called art stream,
Yes.
right? But nowadays it's called commerce.
Yes.
It's either commerce or science.
Yeah. They don't have art stream anymore?
No more.
I mean, I left school so long that I don't know that.
That's
no
when
art
I
stream
leave. I'm actually not even from the art stream,
Okay.
I'm from e-commerce stream.
Right.
That time I was like in my school, Kencok Middle School, back in Sabah. I was the first batch to actually being put into a class with IT for the first time. Like IT and commerce all come together, But yes, I did take an elective course, which is art, because it's my favorite. So you can actually select if you want to take or not. It's not a compulsory thing. But actually, to be honest, compulsory is actually not a very good word. It's like art is not very focused even when you start in elementary school, like as a practical thing.
Yep.
But overseas, people start to like play with their brush, play with anything with nature, to create something.
And then even more if you go to higher learning like college and all that, even more forgotten.
Yes.
Unless you take like a design course.
A design course.
Then it's different.
Yes.
Yeah. But if you go and take something else, business or what, then it's totally no art at all.
Yes.
Yeah. But do you think that is really the main factor of it? Like, should art not be like, doesn't need to really come academically, because art is
actually,
abstract, right?
Yes. Like I said, it doesn't need to be I do agree with you. It doesn't need to be academically. Like, you need to study art, I need to force you to learn. No. Actually, to be honest, you don't even need to. It just can be a hobby. And like everybody else, all of us have our own different hobbies, right? The only thing is, can we cultivate this hobby to be something cultural? And that's where policymakers can come in, can help with this. In the past, art is very important. Like one of the most important and high-ranking thing. Like when you come in, art. Even though you don't understand what it is, but it's art. It's there.
I found one point interesting. You say policymakers, right?
Yeah.
So what kind of policy do you think needs to change in order for the Malaysian arts to grow?
I think it's not to say change. It's more like to allow art to thrive where you have economy to run. For example, maybe let's say the best example is actually Penang. Penang
Okay.
actually has one of a very unique ecosystem.
Okay.
Okay, so when you have art, there's a lot of artists who create artwork, but the issue is there is no place for you to actually display your art. So sometimes government may have to work with like an entity, which is either by a government agency or not even an agency or an institute, not universities. It's those people who actually welcome artists to actually register themselves, and then or to share, to tell the whole Malaysia that we have this place. If you're an artist, please register yourself. Do you know that actually, not even in Penang, I mean, even in our Malaysia itself, Balai Seni Negara, okay, actually there is a place where you can actually register yourself as an artist, and no one knows that. Why? Because it's not properly promoted.
Right. So the message to
share, the message to how do I say this? To encourage. Yeah. So the policy can be different types of policy actually, that to encourage people to take art. When I say take art means allow them to give them a bright future. Okay, this bright future, yeah, that works also. But something like that. I don't know what is the sentence, but all of this will come into place where the government allows or welcome more things to come in. So maybe like sculpture or maybe crafting, traditional, and because of that, it will eventually help other industries, not industries, other art side like the sub art aspect, like for example, wow making, wayang kulit.
Yeah, that's like traditional.
Exactly,
art.
or batik. But they are all art. And because of all of this, including the latest digital art, illustration, or even character design for games, that can come into the play. It can play a very huge role in the country if it was being like taken care of. And then from there, it will help. It will actually, eventually it will help another economy sector, which is the tourism sector. Because when people come, they want to see all of this, right? And then that's where your art, instead of just art gallery, it can be just a whole museum. And at the one particular side there is to promote artists who create and just display there.
So tourism, interesting topic. What is like the percentage of people who will come to Malaysia or in a certain country just to see their art? Like, is it big enough for effort to be put in to promote Malaysia as an art center, or should it be better invested in other areas, and then it comes back to like the art becoming the secondary or third tier?
Instead of secondary or third it can be supportive. Like, I don't know how to there's a word for that, but it's more like hooking around the actual one. So a lot of overseas people will come here either for a few things: ecotourism, which is like maybe East Malaysia side, or maybe wanted to visit Genting, Cameron Highlands, or maybe just visit the historical side of Petaling Street. That kind of places, right? People would love to go, but in order to go to these places, they must have something relevance, and that's where all of these places art can play a role.
Also, it's like while you go there, you see the art there.
It's like, by the way, since you are there, you can look at this.
I think it reminds me of like the Penang.
Yes,
Right?
exactly.
So, like the murals on Penang, people always take a picture of the bicycle. So it's like, yes, you go to Penang maybe for the food or for anything else there, right? But then there's a mural there that you can
Exactly, and that's where people
picture.
stop by and take picture.
and
That's where
mean.
you promote art,
Right.
even without forcing it. Because art, to be honest, without art, there's like, I think there's a saying about it. It's like, if there's no art, life is just meh. There's nothing. It's like, it's dull, black and white. So with art, it's colorful, and then when there's different more artists to try to create something, it's gonna be like very lively. People will be happy when they just visit the country, and why not? Correct?
Yeah. And speaking about like creating art, right? So you have created art for not only local but international.
Yes, yes.
Okay, so locally, people can still find your artwork at KLIA,
Oh yes.
right?
Yeah. Actually, the whole of airport, the
Right.
whole of Malaysia, if you visit the local, I mean our domestic airports, including KLIA Terminal 1 and 2, you can when you go into the toilet, female or male, you can actually see a comic there, right? So if you see that, that's actually, it's actually drawn by me. So you can see that the whole of Malaysia except Johor lah, because Johor is not owned by Malaysia Airport. Yeah.
Okay.
It's driven owned by the Sultan. Yeah.
All right, yeah.
Yeah. So yes, that's a very interesting. The comic is actually not new. It's actually quite some time already. But it was originally a one-time off project together with Malaysia Airports and myself. And then we collaborate and then we come up with the comics. And then they just want to put there just to encourage, like awareness for, people in the airport to make sure it's, to clean lah. It's more of to focus on cleanliness. And then it becomes viral years back. And guess what? It was actually promoted overseas, because why? Which is work. It works. Why? Because when people visit the country, when the first thing they will go is usually toilet.
True.
Then they realize they will take a picture and they share it back to their own country. And they say, "Wow, the comic is very funny." It's like,
Yeah. So it's basically like they take it and then they reshare and then you get the exposure.
Yes, I get the
airport gets
exposure. And then
and all that.
during that time, I was actually being interviewed by several international medias like Mashable. During that time, before there was a Mashable Southeast Asia, it's only Mashable International. It's from the States. And that's where they interview me. And then we have news from Singapore as well. Wow, those were the days lah. And then because of that,
How long has that poster been there?
Until
Since
2018.
18.
Until now,
Wow.
It's been a while. Yeah.
Time to refresh Malaysia airports. Trying to get a new one, refresh it.
But the good thing about it is because of that, because of the viralness, right? They decide to just keep it there, and it becomes what they call it,
It's good
timeless.
Timeless, yeah.
It's like a timeless because there's no expiry date for that.
Yeah, comics is a comic, right?
Yeah, I mean, comic do have, depending on what type of comic that you create, some comics are expiry date. When I say expiry date means you may be drawing comic that is happening because of the current trend.
Right.
And when the trend dies down, the comic also dies down. But some comics like I draw is usually size of life, which any part of us when it strikes your life, it's my turn. Something like that.
Going to the toilet never dies down. Yep. You
Yeah.
always go to the toilet.
You always go to the toilet and there's always someone who will create a mess out of it. So there you go. So it's like a timeless thing. It's awareness lah.
Right.
Yeah.
So every time you visit the airport, I noticed that you always take a picture of like, see,
Yes.
It's still there.
Yeah. So if you actually visit the airport, if you saw the comic, take a picture and don't forget to tag both of us.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. Then I'm gonna share. I usually in my Instagram I have a place where I upload all those picture people who talk. I mean, don't need to take your face like a selfie lah. You can just do your hand like this, just a thumbs up like that. Then I know that you are there.
It'd be pretty interesting if someone takes a selfie in the toilet.
Actually, there is actually a lot of
Actually,
people.
a lot of people do that. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people take that actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, some people say, this is the comic, claim, done claim, kawanku or something.
But that's in Malaysia, right? So in
Yes.
overseas, you have actually done overseas projects. So
Yes.
I think one of the real big highlights, at least on recent time, is that you did for Hong Kong tourism.
Yes.
Yeah, which I think was amazing because it's like a Malaysian artist actually is able to do for Hong Kong tourism overseas, and you're among like some of the other top artists from
Correct.
different countries also. So how did that happen?
Okay, so one is a very interesting finding that I noticed lah. So that campaign is actually where Hong Kong tourism wanted to invite worldwide artists, okay, to actually participate in that to promote their latest what they call it, art center. So they actually launched an art center in Hong Kong called Hong Kong Art Center, and it's in a new island where they totally build a lot of those art see, or traditional all come together lah. So the reason why they wanted this is to invite all artists to be part of this we call it a campaign lah. And very interesting, they actually just sent me an email, and then I just replied.
As simple as that.
Yeah, but then I replied, and then it takes some time, and then finally they reply and they say, yeah, we would like to work with you. It's like, okay, sure. I thought it's just like normal like Hong Kong tourism and everything. Then suddenly they asked me one thing: we would like to commission you to create an artwork, an art piece, and it's to combine all the. They show me an example of my previous artwork and said that I love this artwork. Can you do something similar to that by combining all the things that you can find in Hong Kong into one picture?
Okay.
And
we're going to put it up here, like this picture of
yes,
you.
yeah.
Okay.
But,
So there will be should be somewhere here.
yes.
So yeah, how did you work on that? Like, what's your inspiration?
So what I do is they let me know what are the places, what are the culture things. Like for example, dim sum. Dim sum is one of the most famous thing in Hong Kong. When you go there, you must eat dim sum. Something like that. Yeah.
I can't go like hashtag don't claim Malaysia got dim sum. No. I mean, Hong Kong dim sum is still amazing.
Yeah, but one thing for sure, there's a lot of things that is one of the cultural things that is being done in Hong Kong. So they share me the information, and what I do is the power of Google. But I Google everything did a little bit of study and get reference of pictures. Like a lot of pictures, including the art center building and everything, because it's new. And then I combine them into one. And one of the most famous thing in Hong Kong also is their shops, their traditional shops. Some of them open for years, like maybe more than 100 years, 60 years, that kind of thing. And one of them is one of the old library, and that is my main inspiration.
Source of inspiration.
Why? When you go into a library, you can get all the books from there, right? And then it tells, technically, it has a data or record of Hong Kong. So that's where I choose that location as a source, and then I create just one picture only. It's only one particular picture, and I didn't know yet that I'm going to be chosen. I'm just going to draw. So I draw.
So when they email you, it's not confirmed?
It's more like a commission thing. So they just pay me. They just pay me like a servicing. That's all. Yeah.
Okay.
That's how it is. And then after that, I draw a girl holding a bag, looking towards the library. Not library. It's full of books. And on that location is all the things that you can find in Hong Kong. Yeah. It's all the unique things, like I'm not sure if you guys heard before, like Finding Waldo.
Oh yeah. Those of you old enough, lah.
Yeah. It's like you need to find a certain thing that is inside the picture. So I draw that one. And by the way, it's all done in digital. And then I just send it to them.
Okay.
And they thank me, and then payment done, everything done.
Okay, luckily they pay.
Oh yeah, definitely.
It's like, oh, thank you for your artwork. Okay. There's like, thank you.
Then, this is the best part.
Okay.
Then after submitting and everything, then they send another email saying that I'm one of the 4 artists in Malaysia that is being selected to be representing Malaysia for that campaign.
So at first it's like, okay, they contact a lot, they commission a lot, and then they decide like how many after that
to be selected.
So
it's like I'm a bit shocked. It's like, wow, because all the other artists, they are like painters. They are I'm glad to be able to be to share my experience as well, and together with the other famous artists in Malaysia. So I'm actually quite happy lah. And then some more, since I'm from Sabah, so in a way I'm the only artist from East Malaysia.
The only artist from East Malaysia to make it to Hong Kong tourism.
Yes.
Amazing. Okay, but like for you would what do you think, like for you personally, are your struggles as an artist?
Oh, it's a lot actually.
Okay,
But
here we
one, let me just share 5 points.
go. Okay.
Just, TLDR to 5 points. Number one is consistency.
Okay.
Last time is easy. You maybe 1 month draw one thing, people will still follow you. But now, like way before when we started to chat, I did say there's a lot of artists coming out, right? Which means you are actually there's more people will post a lot of things online, and our it's very hard for us to actually find that I actually draw something.
It's like you get synced in the many of other
it's
postings.
Right. So you need to be very consistent.
Right.
And if you are a full-time artist, I think most of you will understand that you need to come up with your work, or maybe WIP and everything. Yeah, and then nowadays with the rise of AI, you don't know is it true or not. So it's best, I'm also like slowly sharing like time-lapse video, work in progress from the beginning until the end. So yeah, that's one of my struggles, because it's not easy, especially when you are doing it alone. Last time you just need what? If you are a digital artist, you just need a tablet, a PC, and a pen, and your idea, your imagination to draw, right? But now, you need to have a camera, you need to have a skill of the edit, you need this and that, you need to do some PR, you need to talk to people.
Because there's so many things already involved in you as a freelance artist.
Correct, and that goes to number 2. That's the second struggle, which is paperwork. I don't know how to call it. Yeah, it can be a paper. I mean, paper is one of them, but it's something that you need to do to manage lah. Because sometimes, let's say you got sales, we as artists, let's say we give a price already, we still need to follow up.
Yep.
And you still need to draw.
Because it's your own business at the end.
Exactly, it's your own business. Okay, and that's also connects to the third one.
Oh.
Which is how do I say? This one is more of a art block. That's a struggle also.
I hear this very often though. Like, okay.
Art block. So what is art block? I think is maybe all of you know, is that you have so many ideas of creating something, and suddenly you don't know what to create. So usually this factor comes in is because when you have so many stress. When you are stressed, when you realize you have been doing a lot of things repeatedly, and you just got so tired, and then suddenly like, I don't know what to create now. And that's also one of my struggles that I always face when I have been doing. You will see sometimes I like, put a lot of things and down, and then I suddenly cool down for a while, and then slowly go up again. Yeah. So this is a good and bad thing when it comes to art block, because there's a lot of ways to actually come up from art block, but when in our country, especially when art is not very promoted well, so you need to work super hard for that, right?
Right. The struggle is real.
The struggle is real. It's really, really real. Yeah. And then
your 5th point.
Now it's my 5th point. The final one is when you are doing something, you definitely need the things that you do eventually will need to pay for it, right? How to say, put your skills need to put on the.
You need to pay the bills.
I need to pay the bills.
Right.
Technically.
Okay, yeah.
So you need to put on the table, right? You need to put food on the table.
Right.
And if you are an artist, we as Malaysians, we like bargains. We like free. But it's not to say that asking for free is something, because nowadays people don't simply ask for free stuff now. You must have something besides the free. So as an artist, it's also struggling, because we just like to create more artwork and everything, but we never thought of how much that we're going to charge our artwork.
Sometimes it's a struggle for you to rate your own artwork, right?
Exactly. So I'm not sure if you heard this before. There's a overseas way they put a banana there.
Okay. Yeah.
And you just put a tap on it.
Yeah. I've seen that before. Yeah. And then somebody takes a banana and eat it.
Exactly, but how much is that? 1.2 million.
Yeah, I know, right?
So with that price,
Mind blows me.
yeah.
Yeah.
So this is actually a psychology thing, is where if you are talking about how good are you, how good you are to another person, people will just say you are showing off.
Okay.
Same goes to art.
Mm.
If I'm saying that I'm drawing this, the way you see is different. So this is actually more of a psychology thing that I work with my sister, which is also a occupational therapist. So she understands how it works. I thought it's like why all artists very hard to earn money and everything. It's because people don't. It's the nature of human lah. So if you create artwork, you need someone to promote your artwork actually, and that's where it is. So, will you buy? I'll ask you a question lah. Will you buy? Maybe what's your favorite item that you feel like buying?
Strawberry.
Okay, strawberry. Okay, will you buy a strawberry that I say I planted this so good and everything? Okay, or your closest friend or your best friend promoting the same strawberry, telling you to buy. Which one you believe?
Probably the friend one.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's how it works. So even you say that,
because somebody has given like a testimonial to say that this is good. So it's like, oh, trusted source.
yes.
You get it.
So we as human, this is actually around the world. It's the whole world thing.
Yeah.
So in order for me, and somehow most of the artists, most of them are introverts. I mean, they don't want to share,
Do you consider yourself an introvert?
I am, actually.
Okay.
It's just that maybe I'm trained to speak.
Right.
But I do have a battery,
Sometimes
Sometimes I will offline, for a while. Yeah.
There's a, what do you call that? You're socially selective.
Social selective.
Yeah,
Yes.
you have your
correct.
time lah.
Yeah. So with all of this, right? If someone promoting my art, you would definitely go and buy. If I keep telling you, it's like I'm trying to prove myself. You eventually say, this guy is like thinking that he's the best of the world. But actually, she's not. It's just and some more with the combination of the how we speak and everything, it's not easy. So that's the fifth and final struggle.
Right.
Yeah.
Then should people be an artist in Malaysia if it's so difficult to grow?
In a way, but I seen improvement now.
Okay.
Communities. So there's a lot of art communities or artist communities that is growing nowadays. And then with Discord, with the power of Discord, people create a community where they combine, where other people join in and sharing their artwork. And that's something that I would love to see grow, and would love to support as well. So I created I have one person, me and one of I have a friend named Eric. So we created a community called Lucky Tavern.
Okay.
So what is that? Lucky Tavern is some, I think, have you guys heard about tabletop games?
Yeah, tabletop games.
Then Dungeons and Dragons, Warhammer, that kind of thing.
Board game.
Board games.
Yeah.
Simple that, right? Yes, we all sit down on the table and play. But some of them are actually artists. And those who colored those Warhammer things or use resins to create the dice, they're all artists. And this is the best part. Some of them, because tabletop, you can create your own characters by your own imagination. And don't you think those artists can also create that? And that's where I come in. So my other partner, he focused on tabletop. And as for me, I want to grow the art community at the side, where everybody has has a chance to actually share and grow the art.
So the passion of you able to support the art community, that is what keeps you going lah.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it still falls back to if it's hard for you to make money, then passion can only bring you as far.
As far, yeah.
But if you got both, of course, it's the best.
Yes.
Yeah. So how do you kind of balance this?
That's a very tricky question actually. But to me, definitely need to take care of yourself first.
Okay.
Most importantly.
I mean, that's fair enough.
It's fair enough. Then only you can help other people. Correct? So to me is constantly support a bit on the community side so that community can grow, because community don't just die immediately but you can if you want to destroy it immediately. Yeah, if you want to burn lah, but obviously why you want to burn something that you grow in the first place?
Of course,
Yeah. So slowly but surely, although like even so, that's why what I'm doing now is I'm doing my, like occasionally got commission projects that is regarding my art as well, and then I'm also doing my professional work at the same time, secretly.
Secretly, that's only you're telling it to the camera, right?
Yeah, secretly. Whoops. And the point is to support the community as well.
Right.
But how do I support? Sharing my experience. That's also one thing that you can actually support. I may not be the best person to actually share. Some people, they prefer like, what do you call it? The rule of third. How to draw this? What is the the in-depth thing? I may not have the time to actually share that, but I do have experience of how to go out there, share to the public, and how to turn it into something that is profitable. That I can do. I can help in the community. So like I said lah, as a community, you are not one person lah. So it's good to have other artists that is growing and is also there to share their life. So this is why I like to to be in the community, because I learn also, and at the same time it may help my business in a way, because I learn something new, and I try to do this side and see if I can actually hire them, and that may create more job opportunities or project opportunities.
Right.
So that's how I balance lah.
So is there like an association, like for yourself, that you're involved in or that you know of that protects the interests of artists in Malaysia?
So far no.
No.
So far no.
Okay, I know that there are like some acts like copyright acts and all that. Probably that's applicable to your kind of work.
Yeah,
right?
That's applicable. But I'm not exactly in that. But I would love to be more involved in that as well, to understand lah.
So there's no formal body, I must say, or
actually
association?
there's a My IP, but that one is more of a government thing.
Okay.
But I think government is there already. They have everything there. My IP Malaysia. That's one of the thing that you can. They take care of your IP as an artist as well, or you can even register your IP there.
But that's for IP related.
Exactly. But you need some like a association. Yes,
Right.
you're right. Like a, which so far I'm not part of it. They may have in Malaysia now. It's just that I may not be part of it lah.
Okay, so not too aware also lah.
Yes,
I
correct.
see. Okay,
Yeah.
probably if there is, then maybe they could promote themselves better lah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
But speaking about promotion, so since you are from Sabah, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how do you see the art scene in Sabah right now?
It's actually growing. Okay. There's actually a lot of talents of artists. A lot of talent pool about artists, and that's one thing lah. But this is my point of view.
Okay.
The growth is actually a bit slowed down now recently.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why is that?
I think there's not much involvement in the public. I think lah. This is what I think.
Is it
and what
people
I see.
who are not interested in art, or is art not available enough for people to be interested in?
That I think
The
that
second one.
Yes, not available for people to be interested in.
Okay.
There's a lot of artists actually. They can come up with a lot of things, and even there's a lot. I met with a lot of organizers that actually want to support the art community. But the thing is, I think we are currently in that situation where I rather survive first before I enjoy art.
Because it comes back to the, like earlier we talked, like, yes, you can do for the community, yada yada yada, but does it put food on the table?
Yes, correct.
It's kind of the question. So it became the priority of the community there.
Yes.
Right? Whether they want to support each other as a community, or would they rather focus on putting food on the table?
Correct.
So this is where it puts art behind.
Yes.
Okay.
So it's like I said, some people may use it as a full time, but then art sometimes can be, like not priority at this point of time, and that changes as well. The perspective of people towards art. But now it's post-COVID, so things may change actually. So I really hope that the art scene in Sabah can actually go back to its glory days. It used to be very, very famous because a lot of artists actually come up from Sabah, including me.
Who else? Who are the artists are from?
They are actually like some of the famous artists like Rek Hongi.
Okay.
Yeah, recently Rek Hongi just like I just seen the update. He just collaborated with one of the with Disney. With Disney herself. Disney.
Wow.
Yeah, one of the artists to celebrate the 100 years anniversary.
Wow.
So
Okay,
that's
huge.
one achievement, and she's a Malaysian.
Yeah.
Sabahan. Yeah.
That's
And
huge.
yeah, and also there's one of the famous like what do you call it? Street.
Like you spray. That
You
kind
spray
of,
one like Kenji Chai. Kenji
Okay.
Chai is also from Sabah.
Uh-huh.
So there's a lot of talented Sabahan artists. There's actually more. Yeah, not only traditional. There is also digital. Yeah, some of them actually draw like super beautiful digital art where in the games they use for games that you may not realize that is actually from Malaysia.
Okay, example?
Although I also don't know.
Oh, okay.
But actually, not to say I don't know, is I forgot the name.
All right.
But
Not offhand lah.
because to be honest, some of them uses like me, Kendylife. It's a book name. So there's a lot of like interesting artist name that is actually from Malaysia. That's something. And then we'll also, hopefully we'll love to see more people from Sabah to actually come out and to be part of all of this.
Okay.
Because to be honest lah, for example, game industry.
Yep.
We have actually a lot of international game industry that is actually in Malaysia, based in Malaysia, and they hire a lot of illustrators. And to be honest, proud to be Malaysian. There's a lot of Malaysian actually inside there, draw or color some of the games, that kind of thing. And we'd love to see more of that. Especially definitely coming from my state lah.
Oh yeah.
Hopefully, yeah. Yeah, that's
I
one
mean,
thing lah.
Yeah, I mean always whenever there is like a Malaysian that's able to produce that art and it goes internationally, of course we're very proud of it.
Yes.
But before we even say that, we're proud of that, right, we need to know about it first.
Yes.
The thing is that sometimes we don't really know about it.
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
until maybe somebody wins a big international award, then maybe you might know about it.
Exactly,
Right?
yeah.
Yeah, but the pathway through there, I think there's always a good story to tell.
Yes.
But what do you think does it take to? Just now we talk about like the Malaysia scene, the art scene. For Sabah scene, like, what does it take for the Sabah art scene to grow and have more opportunities for like, people like yourself?
Okay, what I'm trying. Okay, I'm actually moving back to Sabah. The goal is to actually encourage the young generation to be more exposed to art. Not as a curriculum, not as an academic. It's more like something that they can do it as hobby, and who knows, they can contribute to the economy, regardless. Don't know which industry lah. But definitely there is actually a way to contribute back one. So, like for me, I'm actually part of Sakura Color Japan. Okay, from there as an ambassador. So, me going back there is to provide stationery to those kampung. In kampung it's so hard to get stationery.
It's hard.
Very, very hard. And then you need
when you say stationery, okay, sometimes for like the general audience, I think stationery is like all your 2B pencil and all that. When you say stationery, it's not that, right?
Maybe I can say art stationery like for coloring, for
Right.
painting. 2B pencil easy to find lah. But my point is like,
because they'll be like, you tell us so hard. I go to the bookstore, I get my
Can buy already.
kilometrical pen.
but some of them don't even have bookstore,
Okay.
and some schools don't even provide it. Yeah.
Oh, really?
And then there's also not easy for teacher to actually go back and just share, So that's one thing that I would like to like go back and work with the schools there to provide free workshops. And then to teach the children like you can color the world for your future or color the future.
Color the future.
color the future rather than just dull and grey
Right.
kind of thing. So to provide them more opportunity, and then they realize that, oh, you can actually do it online. You don't need to purposely just get a new paper or something. That's why I do it doodle, because doodle you can actually do everywhere, including your book. So, and also it's therapeutic to teach people to distress and everything, you know. But children, well, you don't need to distress lah. But for children, it's more like giving them the chance to be creative. They may not be an artist, but by doodling, they might channel something out,
Right.
and that will help them to actually grow instead of just memorizing.
You know
the
what?
book.
Sometimes I like watch these, you know, like movies, right?
Yeah.
Like some movies, they like, okay, when children, they draw something horrible on the book. Then like the parents will be like, oh, you're drawing something horrible. Is there something disturbing in you? I don't know, does that kind of relate or not?
That might
Yeah,
relate,
so-
yeah. Because
yeah.
sometimes you don't know how to share your emotions through words, maybe. And that's usually when you draw, you actually share a bit of emotion, you know,
Your deep
vulnerable
thoughts.
inside there. Yes, you're right. So that's why I say art actually shares a lot of things. It like show what you are. Yeah.
There I can see the relevance. Like it also help like parents or teachers or whoever to also help manage their kids.
Yes.
Right? If they see like, oh, through drawing the open expression on paper, then it's like, oh, then they know how to manage it.
Yes, correct.
Right, later on. Yeah. And also you mentioned about you being the brand ambassador of Sakura.
Yes.
I think this is you're the only one in Malaysia, right?
As an ambassador, yes.
Yes,
There's
wow.
actually other artists
Okay.
that I encourage. Sakura is currently now getting more and more artists to join in. And for those who are interested, you can actually talk to me. Because it doesn't need to be me most of the time, right? It's best to have more artists, more different skills to share. Because it's not about one. Why don't go in groups? That's what so Sakura is actually growing, but so far I'm the only one from Sabah and Sarawak.
Wow.
Representing Sabah and Sarawak.
That is an international brand from Japan. you're
Yes,
talking about.
international brand. Yeah.
So what is your goal of working with Sakura?
Give back to the community. So that's the most important. So it actually aligns with the goal, color the future. So it aligns with the goal and to give back to the community by providing the stationery to those who cannot or unable to, because it's not easy to get, and then to color. Yeah, to just share with that, and then I go back. That's the reason why I go back to Sabah and Sarawak to actually teach the young children or even young adults to color or draw, to expose to art.
It's like your values and their values align.
Yes, align. Yeah,
Right.
our values align, and would love to actually do more of this again when I'm back in Sabah again.
Right. So speaking about going back to Sabah and all that, of course, I hope this is not the last time you come to Semenanjung.
Oh no, it won't be.
Yeah.
It won't be. Yeah.
Hopefully there will be more.
Yes. Yes.
What are your future plans for yourself?
So my future plan is actually I do love to collaborate with more people. Okay, and would love to even come out with books. Because that's actually every
okay.
artist's dream. Actually, that's every
Okay.
artist's dream.
That is like if you're an artist, that is like your goal. Like every
One
artist.
of my goal. Yeah.
Okay, like so like if
But
I
it's
say
very
general,
important.
right?
Yeah, you're right.
goal.
Come out with a book is actually an achievement. You know.
Okay. Tell me
Yeah.
why. Why must that be the goal? Why can't, other stuff be?
As a comic artist,
Right. I mean, if you
even
can
comic
produce...
itself is actually a book.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep,
And
yep.
when people buy the book and come to you and they read your comic, that's to us is actually an achievement. Like, wow, you're actually reading my comic. That's something that I like lah. So
Right.
it's yeah.
The appreciation of other people towards
Yes,
your
yeah.
artwork.
Correct.
That's pretty much good enough for you. That
Yes.
satisfies you.
Yes, satisfy me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any other future plans for yourself?
For future plans,
You have
actually,
an avocado farm as well.
in a way, yeah,
Yeah,
and an
that-
orchard.
An orchard, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Any big plans with that?
So for now, I'm trying to do some R&D.
Okay.
Yeah, on my avocado.
From
So who knows, you know? I
Avocado.
might turn it bigger.
avocado shake,
Yeah, why not, right?
avocado strawberry shake.
I might work with someone to do that, and then I just
Ooh.
continue planting it.
So that is in the works.
Yeah.
Oh.
And who knows, I might be able to like do, you know, since it's an orchard, right? It's actually a good place for you to actually do some art stuff there. You know, like create a workshop or something.
Right, so you get like nature
In the
surrounding
nature,
you.
yeah.
So maybe
Because,
that's also part of your future plan?
Yes, there's also one. More like education. So to give back through community, right? By teaching. For now, I'm just doing some like maybe random small workshops and everything. But in the future, I would love to have more people to give workshops, and it doesn't need to be me. So I would love to train more people to go out there to spread the the positiveness of art to the community. That's what I want. Really like grow.
Maybe platforms like Hobbycon is a good platform. It's been quite active.
Yeah,
in
Hobbycon,
Sabah.
Otakyun, Comic Festa, or KFKL, Comic Art, the Comic Art Festival one. That also works, and also Animangaki. Those events are one of the platform that you can actually share, and even like artisan market that works too. Yeah, because it doesn't need, like the all the events that I share is actually related to SCG, which is everybody is now drawing, anime, chibi, like me, because why the reason why I'm mentioning that is because I draw chibi, so chibi is related to Japan, the anime-ish with the big head with small body, right? By combining this, it's like wow, it's something unique. So that's why I'm also part of SCG as well. So that's the reason why I do like mention Animangaki, Otakyun, Hobbycon, and Comic Festa, all those events that you can actually be part of it. Yes, why not? And if you want to even more, is to go focus on art, like we call it festival, like actual art festival that actually have in Penang, Sabah Sarawak also got, KL a lot, and it's technically almost every month. But it depends on.
You can split some, come to
Yeah
Sabah.
lah. Yes, you're right. So it's up to you as an artist to choose where to go. Like I said, the world is your oyster, and also there's a lot of opportunities compared to 10 years ago.
Is it worthwhile since you say that, right? Is it worthwhile for people to relocate themselves to KL or Semenanjung to be an artist?
Depends. To me, it depends. If you think you are ready, why not? Yeah, for me, it's because I have a goal that I need to do back in my hometown. Hence why I'm moving back. And I'm ready to.
Which is the goals you mentioned just now.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah, all the goals that I mentioned. Some artists may, like, okay, I'm in Sabah. Everybody knows about me again. It's time for me to even go out. Then KL is the place for you, maybe. Or maybe Penang. You never know. Or even like you want to go more even challenging, overseas. You never know. Yeah, China, Taiwan, Japan. And then if you don't want to relocate, it's okay. Attend the conventions, the art conventions. That works too.
Network, get to know people.
Or Comic
who
Con
knows.
in the States.
That would be a big one.
Exactly. Don't forget, DC, Marvel, they're all comic. So if you are good in that, why not?
Even if you go there, you don't get the so-called business that you want. You still, I'm experienced being in Comic Con. So
Exactly.
a thing by itself, right?
Yes.
So, okay, if anyone wants to be an artist in Malaysia right now, like you, people want to be the next Kendylife, what would your advice be to them?
Never give up. Seriously. That is like a very easy word to say, right?
Yeah.
But it's actually
very
hard.
cliche word.
It's a cliche and very hard to do. A lot of people say never give up, and then I see a lot of my previous artist friends. It's not to say they give up. They just stop doing it because of priorities, life and everything. And also what's happened around us lah. When COVID strikes, you have your family and everything. It's not easy. It's really not easy, especially when art is not really like a main source of income. So people stopped. But for me, I've been drawing for so many years. It's not easy, but really, because of that never give up, I'm still drawing until today. Some people say, they thought I'm just starting to draw, Then I realized that, wow, you have been drawing so long. So every year, I remind myself, as an anniversary, I will draw. So this year is my 17th year, So how many years that I've been drawing since the blogger days? 17 is long.
it feels almost like if someone puts the goal of like, okay, I want to do art because of money, then they will be disappointed.
Yes.
So you cannot put that first.
Don't put money. Yeah, that's a good point, by the way. Never give up is one, but then don't put money as first, because it's your passion, and then you need to create something from nothing, right? You need to use your creativity to create something, not use, how do I say, use creativity to get money. Because I can tell you, for money, for cash, even for business and everything, if you say business, then it's very hard for you to do, because business has its business, what do you call it?
There's
Aspects.
a business side of it, yeah.
Exactly. So it will definitely blocks you from earning.
Yeah. So easy said, if you want to earn good money straight off the bat, better don't do.
Better don't do first, because okay, when I say never give up, never give up doing what you are doing, and eventually money will come.
Okay.
That's one thing, yeah. That
But it
sentence.
takes time.
Money, it takes time, yes, and you need to be very, what do you call it? Patient. You need to be very patient in this. So it's not easy in Malaysia, but if you are ready to actually, become it a full time, by doing so, be my guest. Yeah, just do it lah.
But don't put that like, okay, I'm going to leave everything behind. I'm going to
don't
stop
do that.
study.
I'm gonna stop everything just to draw.
No.
Remember this: when you took that, do not regret, and also don't complain.
Oh.
Never
Okay.
complain, because you made that decision. Yeah, things may happen most of the time. It's not only art; it can be other industry as well. But for me, I have my own full-time job in the past while doing my art. Even now, me being a full-time artist as well, on and off, I'm taking like projects that is not even related to art. There's nothing wrong. But the point is, never give up. Keep doing what you do best. Not because of any. I mean, remember, I'm not forcing you to like don't. Maybe sometimes that if you want to stop drawing, it's okay. You can just take a break on and off, and then when you're ready, come back again. Because that's what you are passionate about. Don't just, because of anything or any power from the universe, to just say art sucks. No, because art is something that I believe will actually move us forward through the future, regardless it is traditional or digital.
All right. Anyway, I
Yeah.
guess we've reached the end of our episode.
Yes.
So-
Thank you so much, by the way,
Oh man, thank you for sharing.
And by the way, nice car.
Oh, well,
I enjoy, by the way.
It's the most common car in Malaysia, they say.
True.
Yeah. So it's amazing to get to know like the art scene, the struggles. It's actually not too different from many things that people do as art form.
Yes.
Whether even like for me, commentary is a form of performing art. I always call it.
It is.
So
It is part of it, actually.
Yeah, and we actually share similar struggles. Like, okay, if you day one, you come in, you want to earn the big bucks, it's never gonna happen.
Never gonna happen.
Yeah, and then when you realize it doesn't happen, you will just give up and then
And then you will definitely regret.
Yeah, it really takes time to
Yes.
hone whether your art and then to grow from there and all that. We're quite similar in terms of that. So I'm happy to know your story as well.
Thank
and I
you.
look forward to
Thank you
seeing
for asking.
more international achievements from you.
Yes.
Japan, Hong Kong, and
Yeah.
who knows next, go to the West, conquer the world.
Yes.
So if anyone wants to follow you, where can they find you?
Okay. You can just Google Kendylife, or you can follow me in TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, and actually most of my social media. Except the only thing that is a bit different is Kendylife with double L in the back for Instagram. Cannot get it.
Someone took it already.
Someone took it already.
It's okay. When you grow bigger than them, then you take it
Yeah,
back.
yeah, why not, right? Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, have a safe flight back to Sabah.
Yes. Thank you so
Okay.
much, bro. Maybe I have something to give you.
Oh, what is that?
So
Oh wow.
smile always. Be
Oh,
positive every day,
wow.
guys. Yeah.
This
This for
one
you.
came from
London.
London.
Yeah.
Wow, the smile came all the way from London.
But I think you can get it here already. But then this is definitely from London.
Okay.
Yeah.
Chop London. Yeah, I can smell the Londonness from here. It has the
Yes.
London Bridge all over it. Yeah.
That smile. Yeah, this is one of the emoji that you can always see in Instagram. I mean, your WhatsApp.
Oh yeah, it's always there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, thank you. Safe journey.
Yes, thank you so much.
Hopefully we can catch up again once you
Yes,
have
yes,
another
yes.
big project.
Yes, thank you so much. Okay. All right.
Okay. So I normally also record an intro. So my intro looks like this.